I've been showing you guys all these pretty cool videos lately of really awesome weather and really good visibility, but I wanted to give you guys a little look at what it looks like out here today. I'm up on Montagnon Ridge right now, about to head down to hopefully do some peregrine surveys if the weather cooperates, but just wanted to give you a quick look. Right behind me here, that's Mount Diablo right there, just peeking up out of the clouds. The rest of the island to the west is completely socked in fog, and as you might imagine, everything that we need to watch is pretty much right down there on the coast in the fog. So this is going to be a bit of a challenging week for us, but I just wanted to let you guys get a view from up here. It's actually quite pretty. See the mainland out there, but it's going to be challenging for work today, so I'll go ahead and keep you guys posted. We'll kind of just let you guys tag along the survey today and show you guys what it's like doing a little circuit searching for peregrines. Okay. All right. So I'm still headed down the ridge, back down to the coastline to do some peregrine surveys. But I wanted to stop and show you guys one of the cool endemic trees out on Santa Cruz. This is the Santa Cruz Island ironwood tree, and they're pretty cool. They used to be all over North America many thousands of years ago. They got these really pretty long narrow leaves, but now they just kind of exist in little pockets on this island and a couple of the others out here. And I wanted to show it to you also because we've got more than one eagle pairs that like to nest in these guys. These are pretty squat, kind of diminutive trees right here, but they can get quite a bit taller, and their structure can be pretty solid for eagles. The smugglers, bald eagles, they nest in an ironwood tree. So just wanted to show you guys that really quickly before we keep on going. All right, welcome back. So I made it down to Smugglers Beach area. You can probably hear the waves crashing in the background. The grass was really tall and really wet on the way down, so pretty much my whole lower half is soaked, or was soaked, so I'm trying to dry everything out before I move on to the next spot. Huh, interesting. Okay. Could have been we just had a second female show up and go after what I assume was the territorial female in the area. And now she's taken off in pursuit. A lot of action here this morning. Okay. So I'm just kind of taking quick, concise notes about what I'm seeing here, because you'd be surprised how quickly you forget the order of events and things like that when you're watching a bunch of action and a bunch of birds interacting with each other. So it's really important for all you budding field biologists, take concise but complete field notes while you're gathering the data. You don't want to rely on your memory to do all that later on. Alright, well, I just observed the pair of peregrines re-enter the territory, and a copulation, breeding behavior, and now they're both perched kind of next to each other up on the wall there. So at this point we can determine that the pair obviously is present, that they're territorial, and will be making a breeding attempt likely in the near future, given that seeing that copulation tells us that they do not have eggs yet. Alright, I'm out here at San Pedro Point looking for peregrines. In the meantime, I thought I'd show you this pelagic cormorant. Looks like it's got itself an egg already. They nest on the cliffs right by the peregrines, really, and there's hundreds of them out here now. A few of them have already laid eggs, it would appear. Alright guys, the male peregrine has just showed up here at San Pedro Point, and he is looking real good. Very bright orange, orangish yellow, cere. That's that kind of nose area on the beak and feet. A nice white, very clean breast compared to the female. It's a lot more smudged. And he just arrived with a little vocalization at a, looks like a pretty regular perch in his area. So we're gonna keep an eye on him, see if he shows us where the female might be, or maybe even where their nest might be. Here's another look at the male peregrine here, guys. It's just a really kind of vibrant individual too. It's a really nice looking bird. I'm sorry that this view is so bad. I wish you guys could get a clean spotting scope view of this guy, but there's a decent one. He's really pretty. He's just been chasing some ravens out of his area here. They're kind of flying around doing their thing, and he's having none of it. So he's been kind of watching them and chasing them around here and there, making sure they don't get too comfortable. Ravens could be nest predators for peregrines, especially when they've got eggs and very young nestlings. Ravens are pretty opportunistic. They'll take all kinds of things from nests, including young peregrines and eggs. So the adults definitely try and get rid of them from the area as much as possible. Let them know that it wouldn't be easy pickings for them in the area. Yeah, he's just beautiful. So I know many of you are probably more into the eagle watching, so I figured you should probably hear a little bit more about some peregrines, because we do a lot of peregrine work. And this habitat that we're looking at right here, these big tall vertical cliffs on the coast, is ideal for peregrines. They really need these big, tall, mostly vertical cliffs with all the little potholes in them, because they use those potholes and ledges in these cliffs as sites for their nests, eyries they're called for falcons. And unlike eagles, falcons don't build a nest. They don't bring sticks and grass back to a nest to make a nice platform or anything. They just essentially kind of dig a small indentation in the dirt, call it a scrape, and they lay their eggs directly on that. So for that reason, they require a relatively flat surface with some suitable substrate, usually fine dirt or very, very fine rock. And they generally, though not always, end up selecting sites at vertical or near vertical cliffs, and pretty far up, I'd say in the upper third or so of the cliff wall. That just tends to be what they prefer, and it's what we see out here for the most part, though there are a few exceptions. I'm at the last territory of the day here at the Guarini Knife Edge by Potato Harbor on Santa Cruz Island. Alright, this is the adult female at the Guarini Knife Edge territory. Try and get this in focus for you. There we go. You can see she's probably just been eating something. She's got a little blood on her feathers there, down close to her legs. There you just saw her open her mouth while she vocalized. So I'm going to keep a little watch on her. Hopefully the male will show up and we'll see some breeding behavior. This is the territory here. The Guarini Knife Edge and Potato Harbor over there, Cavern Point all the way at the far end there, and looking north into some very calm ocean. Alright, well, this has been a pretty long day for me distance wise, so I think we'll call it quits there for the video and everything.
But yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Okay.
Hey everybody, this is Nate out on Santa Cruz Island again. So just wanted to give you guys a little update on some eagles that we've been searching for quite a while now. We were out doing something, actually peregrine surveys the other day, and we saw for the second time in about a month an adult eagle drop down into a canyon that we had done an initial quick look at but never spent a ton of time on. So Russ, one of the crew members out here, went and took a closer look, and he found pretty quickly the Fraser Point bald eagle peregrine or bald eagle nest. So that's A49 and A64. They had been having kind of some issues with the golden eagle, which is still around. So they just kind of relocated pretty far from their old nest, actually, and they're nesting in a canyon still out near Fraser Point. And they have at least one nestling at this point. So I just hiked up a hill here to try and get you guys a view. We're very far away, not just because this is the only place you can really see the nest from unless you're right on top of it, but we want to stay quite far away from this one so as not to draw attention to it, because like I said, the golden is still around. In fact, I just saw it about 5 minutes ago up above the ridge there, so we don't need to draw any unnecessary attention to the bald eagle nest. So without further ado, check it out. Here it is through the scope. Alright guys, as you can see, both of the adults are down there on the nest. That's A49 or A64 in front, A49 behind. Seems to be kind of in a brooding position on the nest. As of a few days ago, there was at least one very young nestling, less than a week old, and one, maybe two additional eggs. So as you'll see in the picture that we'll post, they could have anywhere from 1 to 3 nestlings at this point, we're guessing. Yeah, pretty exciting. This is their first successful nest in a couple years. Last year, of course, there was the whole fiasco with the golden kind of taking over their territory. So it looks like instead of giving up, they just kind of relocated to the other side of the ridgeline. Sorry, apologies that this is not a very compelling video. It's just some black smudges with white dots on top and a little blue wing tag. But like I said, this is as close as we're willing to get at this point. So I'll try and make up for that pretty bad scope view with a really nice wide angle landscape view. So this is where I have the scope set up to look at the eagle nest, and this is the view out west into the channel. There's Santa Rosa Island. The west end out here is just fantastic. A lot of wildflowers blooming. The colors don't quite come through on this screen, but there's big patches of lots of different wildflowers all out through here, yellows and purples. Like I said, that's Santa Rosa. That's the Skunk Point, that really sandy little section right there. And these eagles aren't too far from the Sauce's pair. This over here is Sauce's Canyon right in there, and that's where the Sauce's eagles have been trying to nest this year. So we're not terribly far away from them, but yeah, we're in a really nice spot. Fraser's old nest was up and over this ridgeline behind me quite a ways, so they definitely moved quite a ways to reestablish this nest. So yeah, we're all pretty excited to have finally found these guys, and hopefully we'll keep you guys updated with their progress as the season goes on.